Hey all, it's Key of W with some more Artisan of Glimmith. So I'm looking at the town again. This is the last place we've fully cleared out. Everything from this point backwards has been cleared 100%, as far as we are aware, unless there's another secret after the secret in this game. So let's move on. Let's look into some of these areas. Not the match area. We will do that last puzzle later once I feel like being really frustrated. Let's look over here. Let's see if we can goldify the Palisades, maybe? Might be tricky. I don't want to do 7s and 6s. I'm going to try to stick with everything under that. So 4s are good. Precision, okay. Let's see. I know this piece has to come out to the left, but it can't move further to the left because that would be the full 3. This is the dead end, but now this corner has to move up or down at least once, so we do have to block that off. And in fact, we have to block this because it's a corner piece of some kind. Now, this palisade here could move left and right, stop. It could also move up and down. It's one of the two. That's one of the two. Oh, here we go. This one's got to move out. But it's got to stop because we have to move up or down at least once. Which then, for this corner, does the exact same thing. So it'll be one of these two, which means that's got to move out and stop. Oh, and then this one moves out and stops. Great. What's that mean? Where do we go from there? We still don't know on this one whether it's up or down. Oh, we have to also block. Let's look at it this way. This space up here now can't be part of the yellow because not only does it not want to be on both sides of a border, but it would be larger than 3 spaces. So the red could move to the left once, but no matter what, it has to move this way. We're going to get our green space here filled in. We're not going to know for sure on the other stuff. Oh, I know. We'll put another yellow space here. This space can't belong to the green space up here, but it's got to move to the right, which means we are forced to make this a space. Now this can't be its own. It's got to be part of this, which means this has to move up. We've got that solved. Let's make an orange space up here. Anything else I can get from this? Well, let's now look at this palisade here. No matter what we do with this palisade, we got to move it either side to side in a straight line or up and down in a straight line. Trouble is side to side in a straight line is that I have this piece with 4 spaces to fill now instead of 3. So we must move it up and down. That gives us a new space there. This is done. This corner piece is done. Let's see. In this space right here, I'm going to use the teal color. In this space, if I move the space down, that's the dead end. I can't go anywhere else, so I have to move it left no matter what. If I do this, now we have a problem if this palisade goes up and down. Because we have to fit 4, or we have to fit into 4 something divisible by 3. That doesn't work. So this palisade's got to move this way. Still not totally sure what's going to happen down here. This could move up or this could move down, which means there is a piece here. This piece could move to the right, but either way it moves at least once to the left, which gives me a piece here that moves up. Right? I think I have it. If this space were to move left, or that's right. Hold on a second. If this were to move right, forgive me. Sometimes I get my left and right mixed up. Not really, it's just this one time. If I were to move this to the right, I don't think I could solve this corner piece, right? Because this corner piece would require a wall here. Well, now this is a piece, and that is now a dead end, because it can't be part of either of those red pieces. Now if I move it up, it's a little better. We have to move it this way. Not good enough, because now we got 2 spaces here. We can't fill them with their own space, and they can't be filled with that. So this is the requirement, and we will have this piece solved. like so. That's actually a good Palisade puzzle. I don't really like the Palisade ones that much. But that one was really good. Oh, no. Okay. It's I don't know. I just get a little nervous when I see a large shape with this kind of thing because it more often than not devolves into guessing. I know these are not part of the same. No, they could be. They could be part of something like that. Let's, first of all, the one move we know. Okay, well, we can't put a piece there that's separate from this region. So this is, in fact, the shape. Pretty doggone sure I have the shape over here as well. So this shape's got to come out. Now, what part of this is it going to be? It's not going to be any of these three pieces or any of this. It's going to be one of those two. So, oops. It's either going to be this shape, which breaks the puzzle in so many ways, or it's going to be this shape, which doesn't break anything. Now, down here, we've got, if we make the dead end move to the right, we're totally broken. We can't make the shape in any way, shape, or form because we'd have to put a piece right there no matter what. So it's got to move down, which means it's got to move left. It can't be like this, so it's got to be like that. Down here, I think we've got the same deal. How about up here? I'm going to move this out. And then we have to take that spot, because if we don't, what can we put up there? So we got to take that spot. So this is the space. Oh yeah, these are separate then. Ah, the one goes here. Hold on. I know. Hold on. That way. So these are taken. Yeah, it's got to be that. Because the only other way to do a corner would be that, and then we have a shape that doesn't exist. So this is the corner. It's got to be this one. I think that's the shape. Not 100% sure on that. But this one is 100% sure there. Got to be a corner here. So these two are the same thing, which means these two are the same. That's the shape. This one's given to us, like so. I think we've got this going on. At this point, I kind of just see how the puzzle is going. You know what I mean? Not the most satisfying way of doing it, but that's pretty good. I'll take it. There's a lot of puzzles, right? It's still 7 to go. This will be a while. 6, 5, no thanks. I'm going to try to get... Well, 5s are okay. But I'm going to try to... Okay, these are probably not part of this area. Okay. Right away, I just noticed this piece. The first thing I looked at before I even looked at the rules. Precision 5, Palisade. This guy right here has to take these 4 spaces. And then it also has to take the corner space, because if it doesn't, then we have a dead end. So this is a P shape immediately. This shape here is either an L or a C shape. I'll show you. So we have to start here. We have to bring it out. And it's either going to take this spot or that one. Now, if it takes this spot, we have a dead end. So no to that. This is a C shape. So this corner's got to take that. It can't take the spot. It's not a dead end anymore. So I'll take the dead end out. But then I don't know. We could bring this. We don't have any other restrictions on the pentominoes, aside from the fact that they are pentominoes. Now, this red piece actually can't go all the way out and make an L shape because that's now a dead end. So the furthest it can go is one more space. It does, in fact, have to take this one. That can't happen. Let me make a blue piece right there. Which means this space has to be filled with something from these 3. It can't be its own unique space. There's not enough room. This is the furthest that'll go. This could move all the way here, though. So I was trying to see if I force the red one into that corner. I can't. This Palisade actually is pretty forced this way. Oh, yeah. So that is the corner. So now this piece must be blue. It's the only thing that'll reach. So the question is whether red or blue reach the space. Blue is fine because then it puts the purple there. Red is fine. I'll see. This corner piece. If I avoid it with purple, we're screwed. If purple doesn't touch that. So purple does have to touch that, which is going to mean this is the corner. This can't be the corner, right? It can. No, hold on. If purple touches this region, right, then it's got to be at least one of these others. But now I got to figure out how to fill these spaces. If I make an N shape, there's too many spaces to fill. I can only do 2 more here. If I said that was the corner, if I said this is the corner, we now have a W shape. We have the same problem. The blue space has to fill 2 of these. Oh no, the red space can fill there. This one actually works. It's just the N space does not work, which means this is not it. It's not this. But can it be this? No. So this is not a wall. It's got to take those. So either goes there or there. Well, doing that actually does solve us. One of these two is blue. This is a possible thing I can do, but also... No, actually, if blue takes this space, purple has to take that space from another thing. So blue has to take this space. So purple could take that and red could take the one below, or purple could take this and we'd be somewhere else. How about over here? Let's look somewhere else. Let's look somewhere else. Look blue over this side. Has to move out this way. This piece also has to move. So these have to be connected to each other. I could make this a W. I can't because now there's 6 spaces up here. So if I make this piece move down, I would be required to put a corner here and that wouldn't work. So we must make the corner there. So there's 5 spaces now in here. If we put the blue into here, we can't possibly fill it in. Red also can't go in here. We have to have a separate shape in this space. We have to have that. Red has to move up at least once. Oops, this is now the space, which means that whatever goes up in this zone takes that. There we go. That was cool. I liked that. Dead ends, 2 things. Oh, areas of exactly 6. Okay, now the areas are larger. It's a little bit more challenging to grasp, but we definitely have to do this. This dead end can't be either of these. Or sorry, it can't go either of these directions. It's got to be one of those 2. Now, I don't think that this section I've drawn can ever touch this one, because then it would have to also touch those. So we got to block it off here, which means this is now the wall. Let's make it orange, which is here as well. So we've got to find a wall. Well, there's 3 places we can put the wall. Place 1, just put it to the side. Now we have our full shape. Other side, we have a full shape. Other side, we have a full shape. Right? We have 6 spaces. We're always adding 2. Which means we can't add any more there. Let's see. So we got a shape in here. It's got to go that we can be the most there. So it's got to come out this far. But it can't touch this piece, right? So I'm going to make a shape here. It can't touch that one. There we go. So the green does have to move up at least once. This palisade, the open one, can't ever touch the blue one I just made. Got to touch these. Everything must be 6, so this corner must be taken. That one's done. This space here. If it touches this space, that's fine. It doesn't touch this space. If it doesn't touch the space, we have 2 walls. So it's got to touch the space and then be either this or that. One of those 2 walls. Either this space or that space. If it goes this space, it creates a corner. We can't have that, so we do have to do this shape. These pieces can't touch each other, or they form quite the problem. So I've got to have something up here. It's not going to touch that dead end either. Bring these out. So we must bring That can't work. This must be that. That's the only thing. Only explanation that will be fine with me. You got to make this a one shape. Now this space. We could bring it this way. Just fine. This would be more of a challenge. No, this works. Because it would force me to take this space. These two. If I made this vertical, I think that breaks the puzzle, but let me just double check, because it would force that move to move up. We'd have to take it, because we wouldn't be able to fill the space without it. Which would also force this shape out, which means I have to take... no. This is fine. This actually is just it. Cool. Cool, fine. 2 6s. No, not touching those right now. Some form of L shape. All right. Fine. What am I looking at? So elbow, just regular tetromino L, a pentomino L, and then a pentomino V shape, which is a fancy L. So this guy. Well, I don't think this is the corner here. This corner would create an orphan here. This would also create an orphan. Therefore, this piece must connect like so. That is it. That gives me this shape. At least these three up. It could be this L, or the V. I know it's not an elbow. That's all I know. This piece has multiple options. Can it touch this space? No, it can't touch this space because then we would have to have 2 corners. So that's got to be blocked, which means this space now has to move out. Where do we go from there? Can I touch this corner? No. Every single one of these shapes has exactly 1 corner piece in it, right? So the elbow has dead end, corner, dead end. Dead end, straightaway, corner, dead end, straightaway, corner. You see what I mean? 1 corner piece each. So I can't bring that down. That's got to be blocked. And in fact, this can't move up because then this would be the corner piece. It wouldn't be it. So this can't move down that way. It could be an elbow piece. No, it can't be an elbow. I don't think it can move down at all. If it moves down more than 1 space, we make an orphan. If it moves down exactly 1 space, now this is the corner piece of a different region, and we have a problem in here. So this must move up. That forces this up, that forces that space. These are done. I think that is the thing we are meant to get from this. Now if I bring this down, I see. We can't move this to the right at all, so the corner moves this way. That's the elbow piece here. Now the question is, where does this go? It could move over and make an L shape there as well, or it could let the L shape... Oh, hold on. This is the corner piece. This can't bend down. These can't bend at all. This is the bend. So we have to have this. Then this is the corner piece here. But we can't move it up because it creates an orphan, so we got to end it. Which means this is where that goes. This L piece is done as well. Okay, I think I see where this is going. But I don't think I've solved it appropriately. That can go there. Yeah, I solved it. I solved it appropriately. This is how it'll go. There. There. Nice. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's do a 5. Right away, I see that. We have the same L restrictions. So this piece here has to move out all 3. Now, it can't go here because then we would have a corner going that way. So I can move 1 more. I can't move. I'd have to make the V shape here. Or the L, the big L. Can't make the big L because then this piece has nowhere to go. So this is forced to be a V shape to start us off. And now down here, we've got to make this shape for sure. but it can't go down because we obviously can't have that shape at all, and we have a dead end piece there. Now the dead end piece got to come out. This can move. This can go all the way down as far as we know. Corner piece here. It's going to force us out that way. And because that's the corner, we got to, not all three of those, just we got to block these two walls for sure. Now if I go this way, we're really in trouble. No, this is possible. That's possible. Okay. It's pretty restrictive, but it's possible. It's got to be dead end. This can't go all the way down that way. Could it go all the way up this way? No. Going all the way up this way means we have no way to fill this in. Yeah, there's no way to fill this in. Ah, there is. Damn it. Don't know. This is a corner piece. Means it can't go here because then we'd have another corner. Right? Because that would be the corner going that way. So we got to block it here. Make these corners. Ah, yes, we do have to do this. We could bring this over just fine. I think this would break the puzzle if I bring this red one to the left. Now with this zone here, dead end, if it goes this direction, what goes here? If it goes this direction, what goes there? Therefore, this must move down. Now it could move. If I move this way and cover this red piece into here, now this piece is really in trouble. So I have this shape here, I believe. Now if I said that this piece down here is not belong to the yellow, we got to bring it out. If we bring it here, it's a dead end. So we're having a problem. I bring it up. This has to be a corner. Now we can't make the shape. So this has to be part of the yellow. Yellow could extend one more. We don't know. But we'll make this one a corner either way. Oops. Just there. This must be its own piece. And it's got to be stopped. So yeah. I think this is just it. Right? See what I mean? Nice. Okay, I can get behind these puzzles. They take a while, but I can get behind them. Oh, no. Okay, where do I start? Palisade. Okay, here's where we start. It's just Palisade. I can do whatever I like. I just have to keep the Palisades in mind. So I put a blue space right here. That's got to happen. Now, this is a corner, so we've got to bring it out. That's got to be blocked. It can't go up, so it's got to go down this way, and it's got to block here. So this is set. That's a single piece. Anybody else? Oh, that's a single piece right up there. Any other freebies? This piece has to move out. Hold on. This is an interesting piece as well. So now this guy, if we say that this is not the wall, we have to connect it. Will that cause a problem? We would have to say this is the wall. Because if this isn't the wall, we got a problem. But this could also, if this is the wall, be fine. There's a couple options. Now if I block this off, I'm going to create this. Right? Is that correct? Because this will have to have a wall next to it. This has to have a wall next to it. This has to have a wall. But they have to go. Which means, yeah, we have nowhere to put the corners. Therefore, I got to bring this orange all the way through. We got to block these. Which means, if I bring this down, it can't go that way or that way. We'd need two walls. So we have to block that as well. Which makes this a separate region down here. Like so. That's a dead end, so we got to block it. We got another single region right there. This region has to touch the one above it, right? So we've got to have that as the corner. Can't bring this over because that's now a dead end. So we've got to do this. Pretty sure this is the way. All right, fun time now. If I bring this up, we can't make a corner piece out of that. So we do have to block it here. This could be a corner. We can keep this piece going. This one has to move up. Could bring it, or it could be its own region. I was going to say we have to have a region do this, but we could make 2 separate regions here. It's totally fine. There's no rules that say we can't have 2 of the same thing next to each other. Here we go. This region here has to move up because it's a corner region, which means that this palisade continues it going, and we have to have a wall there. Whichever way we go, we have to continue upwards with the corner because it can't bend back. This is doable. This, interesting. Not totally sure. Does this break things? All I know is here it would force this piece to take all 4 of these as well as this spot. Could be there. Not 100% sure. Would this break it? If I took, oh, it only has to go up that far. In fact, it would have to be blocked here. I'd have to take those. Yeah, that breaks it. Right? If I move, just even look this way. If I move to the left, we can't move back down, so this is the corner. So this piece would have to move up. But this piece, right? These two would have to connect to each other. Because it can't go that way, but it can't go that way either. Therefore, the corner is here. This is the corner. We move up. Now, I could move 1 more space or not. We're not entirely sure. Now, this space has to extend these ways, which means it can't extend into that. Hey, don't do that. That's got to go. This is a corner. Now, the question is, does this corner just extend into the blue region? Is it the same, or does it go that way? Hard to say. We do know, however, that this region here has got to extend through this straightaway palisade, this corner piece, because you can't put a wall there. It doesn't work. So these are blocked. Means that this wall is full. This must be a new region, because if it is part of the orange region, we don't have a corner piece here. That is that. So now this corner goes here. This becomes the blue region. This becomes their own regions. This will now be a dead end region there, just like so. Great. We can't extend there, so this has to be how it goes. That has to be how that goes. This is the solution. Wow, that was a good one. I like that one a lot. We still have a couple to go before we finish. This will be a slightly longer video. That's okay. That one's done. What am I looking at? Oh, that one. That's the one I'm looking at. Ooh, very bright colors here. We're going to have 6 different regions? Oh, dear Lord. Okay, well, let's start here with the circle. It's got to extend out, but now corner is going to force it to do this. This corner is going to force it. This has to be, can't move back up, so the corner here is like so. This can't move leftward. So it's got to go that way. And it's got to go that way. That is guaranteed. My God. Well, let's put a blue region here. That's gonna be done. This guy down here has got a lot to do. We can't move left from here. Got to move up. Makes this a corner piece. And that's all I know. That's all. Okay. This. Where do we go from here? Let's see. If I moved this down, it'd be fine. We would just do that. But if I didn't move down... Well, hold on. I think I break the puzzle if I put a wall here. If I put a wall here... Here, let me show you. I have to put a new region here. It can't be the blue or the red. It's got to be this corner. Now this corner is also set. We have this going on. Is it broken though? It's not broken. That's fine. This is also fine. Well, I'd have to take this region for sure. Dang it. I wish I broke it. I wish I made that a little bit less. Oops. Less correct. If I do take this, maybe that breaks it if I take this one. I think it does. So because I have to deal with these corners here. I think if I do this, we have this problem now. Actually, we don't. Is there any way I put the wall there? No, because now there's nowhere to get the circle. So I'd have to do this. I'd have to make that. This has to be part of the blue. It's no negotiating on that. This is fine. I think this is where the puzzle breaks if I did it this way, because I would have to do this, right? Now this has to be part of the green section, but now I have to have a corner here. Where's it going to grab a square piece? So I'm pretty sure this is required. It's still got to be blue. So I think we have to make this, oops, the region for sure. I can't see any way we don't just grab that. Yeah, we can grab this with this region because this guy could grab the purple, this one grab the blue. But if I did this, we'd be kind of screwed. So this would have to go. The reason we'd be screwed if you don't see it is that the blue still has to reach a circle, but now we can't make a corner shape there. So we do have to take the corner shape here. So the blue is locked in like so, which I believe means we have to do that, which does give us this region. That is fine. Gosh, I hope this is right. I think it is. I think I've logically gone through it. I just don't feel very confident about this logic. Gotta block this. That means we have a region here that's got to extend like so. Now, is there any way that I put the wall below on this corner? If I did so, I would have to have a corner here. This would connect to the red region, which would be great. If I did it this way, though, we don't... we have to have a corner there. So we do, in fact, have to make these the same region. Just for clarity here, this is red. Yes, we have the right number of shapes. For a second, I only saw one circle and two squares. I was like, my eyes just skipped right over that circle. So we're good here. This guy here's got to extend like so. Got to move. Yeah, so we've got to do this here. Wait, who goes there? Ah, like that. Neat. Neat puzzle. Uno más. Or at least one more. Let's at least grab this 4. Maybe there's a couple other easy ones I can grab. Well, that's a guarantee right away. Gemini Palisades. All I got to worry about. Let's take that. Well, that's done. That's done. That really wasn't too bad. This piece here has got to extend. All right. That's got to do that. Now I can make this an F shape. I can make this a big. I can do quite a bit here. I can't go that way. I'd have to go. This is the furthest I can go because if I make a corner, I have to go that way. This is the biggest the shape can be. So which part of the shape is here? If I made this an F shape, that's fine. If I made, well, if I kept this as just a T shape, it's not going to work. And the reason is I would have this problem, right? This would also cause a problem. Because this piece has to extend out, which means it's got to be part of this. It means it's got to be part of that. That's got to, I feel like the F shape just fits really naturally. Okay, I see the trick here. The trap they want me to do is they want me to make an O shape. I was looking at this like, what's going on in here? They want me to make an O shape here, which is going to be impossible to fill there. But if I put an S shape in here, and then I put an S shape in there, we're totally fine. And then this is just a regular domino. Is there anything preventing me? It looks like there's multiple solutions. Oh, hold on. We got that. I got it. I forgot about this. Oh, okay. That's it. That is what they're giving me. I do have to make this. But then I see what it is. Make a P shape. Make a P shape. I'm a dummy. That's what it is. Like that. And then we just got to fill in the remainders. Tricky little puzzle. There's quite a lot of Palisade puzzles. That's a lot. Most areas don't have 60 puzzles in them. 43, 60 is a lot. Really wanted us to know how Palisades worked, which is interesting considering how challenging they are. They're not one of my favorite versions. How are there still 12 hidden around here? Right? I guess all the way back here counts as Palisade. There's one hidden in this little bush? Sure. Okay. We've got elbow, we got straightaway, we got T-shape. Well, this is an interesting piece then, because it can't be the elbow, because it would have two walls. It could be, it can't be the straightaway, because that's two walls. This is three walls, so it's got to be the T-shape. Huh. Got a few. This has to be T-shape. I guess these all have to be T-shapes here. And since they have T-shapes, it's got to go like that. That's got to take that space. Elbow shape means it can't be that. Can't be the straightaway. It can't be this. The only elbow, the only corner piece is on the elbow. Just got to take that. Which means this has to be a straightaway piece that goes through. Really no other way to do it. This is a T-shape that goes in and there. Now what goes in here? We can't put any straightaway in here ever, because it'll always block off, right? This shape, if it's a straightaway, will always block one of those two. Now if it's a T-shape, it could take 4 spaces anywhere and that'd be fine. Can it be an elbow shape? It would take both of these. Seems fine. Seems fine so far. I just know it's not a straightaway. That's as far as we got there. We got this T-shape. T-shapes going in. Elbow shape. And then this has to be straightaway like so. And so that's got to be there. That's got to go, oops, that way. This one's set now. This could be elbow or T-shape, not sure yet. This is a straightaway, it's got to go through there. That's got to go that way. This piece has to extend there, which also has to extend into those, so we have a T-shape, 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 like that. This would break the puzzle, so we got to go that way, make an elbow here. That's that, elbow, elbow. Cool, 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 cool. Neat puzzle. And there's another one hidden in this little forested area there. It's a 3. I missed a 3 puzzle. How could I have done that? We gotta start there. And, oh, that's done. Regions must be one of those shapes. Corner piece is guaranteed an O shape. Which we can't bring this down because we can't do anything about that then, right? We gotta bring it up, and then we gotta have these. This has gotta be an O shape as well. Do we just have this solved? Yeah, how was that? Neat. Cool, we found a couple extra ones just to fill in 10 more of this area. But that's all I'm going to do this time. Whew, those were actually good puzzles in there. I am always worried for Palisade because, I don't know, there's only been one Palisade puzzle that I've actively despised. The rest of them have just been, I've been frustrated, but the frustration is entirely on me for just not being smart enough. Good stuff. I'm going to stop here. I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.